Okay, a very good morning, dear students. Welcome to my channel Maths with Mahanti sir. Children, today let us discuss the next method of graphical representation of data after histogram, that is frequency polygon. And let us find what is the difference between histogram and frequency polygon. Children, you came to know how to construct histogram of continuous frequency distribution in three different cases. In the last classes we discussed everything in detail, and I had also discussed when the midpoints and frequencies are given, how to construct the histogram. Okay. Today let us discuss what is frequency polygon and how it is different from histogram. Children, in frequency polygon what we do? Suppose you are given a frequency distribution. I am going to explain you with the help of an example so that you will understand the concept better. Suppose you are given a frequency distribution like this. Suppose you see the marks obtained. You see the marks obtained 0 to 10 mark. You see 0 to 10 mark. 5 students, suppose they secured 5 students secured between 0 and 10 marks. 10 students secured between 10 to 20 marks. 4 students got say 20 to 30 marks in between. So these are the marks obtained and these are the number of students. Suppose you are given this information, this data. How will you represent it graphically by means of a frequency polygon? So what is frequency polygon? See, frequency polygon actually what? We have to construct frequency polygon. We can construct frequency polygon in two ways. One is using histogram and without using histogram. Using histogram we can construct frequency polygon. Without using histogram also we can construct frequency polygon. Let us first discuss the case of frequency polygon with the help of histogram. That means what I want to say, in order to construct frequency polygon of a given continuous frequency distribution, what you will do? First you have to draw the construct the histogram. See, as the classes are continuous, look at, in all these classes, all the classes are continuous here and they have uniform width. What is the width of each class? 10, 10, 10 minus 0, 10, 20 minus 10, 10, 30 minus 20, 10, 40 minus 30, 10, etc. That means here all the classes are continuous having uniform width or class size, that is 10. And you are given the frequencies, so you know how to construct the histogram. How to construct histogram of this continuous frequency distribution having uniform width, you already know. So first you construct the histogram. See, suppose this is my histogram. Look at the bars, these bars. Bars are rectangles. 1 bar, 2 bar, 3 bar, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. There are 10 bars because you see there are 10 class intervals and 10 frequencies. So I have taken the marks along x-axis, take number of students or frequencies along y-axis, then choose appropriate scale along both x-axis and y-axis, and then you draw construct the histogram, okay, of the given continuous frequency distribution. So after constructing the histogram of the continuous frequency distribution, what you will do? What is the next step? So first, construct the histogram of the continuous frequency distribution. Whatever procedure you know earlier, taking suitable scale along x-axis and y-axis, represent class limits along x-axis and frequencies along y-axis, and construct the histogram. After constructing the histogram, what you will do? See, suppose this is the first bar. Look at, this is the first bar or first rectangle. So which is the midpoint? This will be the midpoint of this. Midpoint you know, 0 to 10. 0 to 10 is the class limit or class interval. So midpoint will be 0 plus 10 by 2, that is 5. So definitely this will be the midpoint of the first bar or the first rectangle. Similarly, it is 10 to 20. You see, 10 to 20. 10 to 20, this will be the highest, you see, this is the midpoint of the second bar. This will be the midpoint of the second bar. So what I mean to say, children, after the histogram is constructed, after constructing the histogram, you locate the midpoint of each bar. This will be the midpoint of the first bar. This will be the midpoint of the second bar. This will be the midpoint of the third bar or third rectangle. This will be the, you can name it also, no problem. You name it A, name it B, name this midpoint C, name this midpoint D, name the midpoint of this bar or rectangle, suppose E. That means locate the midpoint of each bar or rectangle after the histogram is constructed. Okay. So this is suppose F, this is midpoint, this is G, this is H, this is I, and this is J. So you see, A, B, C, D, E, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, I have located all the 10 midpoints of the 10 what bars or rectangles after constructing the histogram. Okay. So after locating the midpoints, what you will do? What is the next step? The next step is you join these midpoints A and B, B and C, C and D, D and E. All the midpoints you join by means of dotted lines. Okay. By means of dotted line segments. You see, these are dotted line segments. By means of dotted line segments, you join the midpoints of all bars or rectangles or all class intervals, whatever you say. Okay. So, when you join the midpoints of all the bars or rectangles, you will get what? You will get a curve. A curve will be obtained. See, what is the name of this curve? A, B, that means A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J. You see, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. This will be the required curve, and this curve is obtained how? By joining the midpoints of the bars or rectangles after constructing the histogram. Okay, then what is the next step? The next step is we have to close the curve. We have to close the curve. Now the point is how to close the curve. To close the curve, you have to find two imagined class interval. What is imagined class interval? Imagined class interval, you see, 0 to 10, look at. 0 to 10 is the first class interval or the first marks. But we cannot think of a mark less than 0. We cannot think of a student securing mark less than 0. Okay, because if mark less than 0, it is negative. Okay, mark less than 0 is negative, which is impossible. So, we have to close the curve. The curve obtained by joining the midpoints of all the bars or rectangles of the histogram. That curve is to be closed. Now, how to close the curve? You see, just imagine. Find the imagined class interval. So how to find two imagined class interval lying on x-axis? Actually, minus means this one not necessary, you may not take. See, this is our x-axis, this is our y-axis. Now, this is the C. This is the midpoint of the first class interval. This A is the midpoint of the first class interval or the first bar or the first rectangle. Now, this is to be closed. How to close? Just to close it, you just draw dotted lines. It will intersect, you see, it will intersect the y-axis at some point. It will intersect. See, if you join this midpoint to, by dotted lines, if you join the midpoint to y-axis, this is y-axis. If you join the midpoint, this is the first midpoint, see, this is the first midpoint and this is the last midpoint, J. J is the, see, J is the last midpoint of the last bar or rectangle. And A is the first midpoint of the first rectangle. So once the curve A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J is obtained, we have to close it. Now how to close it? What is the process? The process is we have to find two imagined class intervals. And how to get those two imagined class intervals? Actually, here we are given the class limits and you see we are using histogram and drawing the frequency polygon. Okay. So as we are using the histogram to construct the frequency polygon. So in order to obtain the two imagined class interval on x-axis, what we will do? Just this is the first midpoint, you join it by dotted lines. See, I am joining it by dotted lines. This is my y-axis. So it will intersect at some point. Suppose you can give any name to this point, no problem. You can give on joining the first midpoint of the first bar or rectangle. Okay. By dotted line, it will intersect the y-axis at some point. Just encircle it. It is a point. Okay. Similarly, see the last midpoint, which is the last midpoint of the last bar or the last rectangle of the histogram. It is J in this case. Okay. So this midpoint must be joined again by dotted lines. You see, it will intersect. Suppose it will intersect the last bar. You see, this is the last bar at this point. Now it is closed. Now the curve A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I and J is closed. So this closed curve obtained by joining the midpoints of the what? Bars or rectangles is nothing but a frequency polygon. So children, I hope you understood what is frequency polygon. So what is frequency polygon? Frequency polygon is a closed curve. You can say it is a closed curve. Frequency polygon is nothing. It is another method of representing data graphically. In frequency polygon, what we get? We get a closed curve. How do we get a closed curve in frequency polygon? By joining the midpoints. You see, by joining the midpoints of all the what? Bars or rectangles. By joining the midpoints of all the bars or rectangles, whatever curve is obtained, that is called a frequency polygon. So what is the difference between histogram and frequency polygon? Now you can easily say, sir, in histogram we do not join the midpoints of the bars or rectangles. You see, once again I am saying, this is the midpoint, highest point. You see, this is the midpoint of the first class or first class interval, or you can say first bar or first rectangle. B is the midpoint of the second bar or second rectangle. Now once the histogram is constructed, there is no difficulty in joining the midpoints. Once the histogram is over, construction of histogram is over, just you locate the midpoints of all the bars or rectangles and you join them by dotted lines. After joining all the midpoints of the bars or rectangles in the histogram, what you will do? You have to close it. In order to close, you see, as it is not possible that a child will score more than, less than 0 mark. It is impossible. So you have to join, you see, join this midpoint by dotted lines, it will intersect the y-axis at some point so that it is closed. Similarly, the last midpoint of the last class or the last bar, it will be joined where? It will be, you see, because you see, the last class is given 90 to 100. 90 to 100. So this mark, look at, this is 90 to 100. So join the midpoint of the last bar or rectangle to this line by dotted line. Okay? To the bar you join it by dotted line. Okay? So that it will be closed here. At this point it will be closed. Now we got a closed curve. What did we get? We got a closed curve. And how did we get a closed curve? We got a closed curve by joining all the midpoints of the bars or rectangles present in the histogram. Okay? After the histogram is constructed, just join the midpoints of all bars or rectangles. Okay? And close it. How to close? These are imagined class. You see, I said what I said. I said it will be discussed again in another class. When midpoints you are not, suppose I said what I said. I said to construct frequency polygon there are two ways. One is using histogram and without using histogram. Now we are discussing frequency polygon, how to construct frequency polygon using histogram. But we can also construct frequency polygon without using histogram. In that case I will tell you how to close the frequency polygon. So at present simply we came to know that a frequency polygon is nothing but a closed curve which is obtained by joining the midpoints of the what? Bars or rectangles obtained in the histogram. Okay. So and those midpoints of all the classes or all the bars or all the rectangles, they are to be joined. Okay. Without, you see, that means you have to close. You have to close the curve because frequency polygon is nothing but a closed curve. So, a frequency polygon we can say it is a closed curve which is obtained by joining the midpoints of the bars or rectangles present in the histogram. Okay. So, this is the case how to construct frequency polygon using histogram. Now, the point is, suppose you are asked without histogram, you will not, suppose you will say, no sir, we will not construct histogram. Without constructing histogram also, we can prepare, we can construct frequency polygon. How it is done, we shall discuss it in another class. We shall discuss in another class how frequency polygon is constructed without using histogram. Without constructing histogram, how can we construct frequency polygon? Which is nothing but a what? It is a closed curve. And how it is obtained? It is obtained by joining the midpoints of all the bars or rectangles or the class intervals, whatever you say. Children, I hope you understood, you got some idea of frequency polygon. Frequency polygon is a graphical method of representing data in which we join the midpoints of the what? Class intervals or your, the bars or rectangles present in the histogram in order to get a closed curve, and that closed curve is nothing but is a frequency polygon. Okay, so I hope you understood what is frequency polygon and how it is constructed, how it is to be constructed using histogram. And in another class we shall discuss how to construct frequency polygon without using histogram. Without constructing histogram, how can frequency polygon be constructed? We shall discuss it in another class. Children, I hope whatever I discussed till late you must have understood. If at all it is true, please hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Okay? So we shall again meet in the next class with the discussion of same thing, that is frequency polygon. Okay, thank you.